icons unchanged. The Fendi DNA was the message of the collection. How would you describe it?
You know, it's something one should not describe in words, because it really works if you get the message visually, and I have the feeling today that people got the message. Huh?
The collection was very rich and luxurious.
But in a modern way, with very clean-cut clothes and the fur used in very unusual ways, what is very Fendi too.
Absolutely. Now, many fashion houses offer fur, but Fendi has an amazing heritage in that sense.
Fendi has a tradition in fur the other don't have, and the other don't have the workrooms. Look at Chanel. I never do fur because I don't think the French fur good enough. If I should do fur there, I would ask Fendi to do it for me, but I don't do that because that is really something today only exists in Italy, fur on that level. And Fendi, I think, is the top of this kind of tradition.
Are there many big challenges in crafting new techniques each season to make fur sexy?
Yeah, sure, but you know, I don't see it like challenges. I see it as a normal part of the work, an evolution. I don't think in terms of challenge. I think in terms of work, evolution, craftsmanship and things like this. I don't have to challenge myself. I have just to continue to be interested, to try new ways and to make it possible.
Color is also a very important characteristic for Fendi. Do you think color for fall is even more important in difficult times?
Yes, but you know, very often in the history of fashion, fashion was very interesting in difficult times. That is something very strange. Huh? Look in France during the French Revolution, fashion was wild with the merveilleuse and all those. So very often difficult times make interesting fashion. Look, during the last war in France, the women had wild hats, because hats they could do with everything left, things nobody would cross the street with today. So I think difficult times can have an interesting influence on the fashion world. But times are difficult perhaps for some European country, but there are parts in the world who have lots of money to buy European luxury. That's why when people start to compare to 1929, that's ridiculous. In 1929, there was a problem in America, and in Europe they had no money, and the other market didn't exist. There wasn't, nobody talked about Indian, Chinese, Japanese, or Middle East clients, or Russia, then it was communist. So today there is a lot of money in the rest of the world, and the luxury industry in France and Italy is lucky that they have this at their disposal, and they can sell and produce things even in a time considered difficult.
In terms of shapes and graphism, would you say this collection was an evolution or a departure from spring?
You know, it's always an evolution and a change, because fashion has only two things: evolution and change. It's about what? So the cuts, those kind of circle movement from the back and from the front, it's interesting. Maybe I will continue. I don't know. You know, I never think like this, but it has to be done by instinct and not by kind of commercial thinking. Because when you start to think commercial, it may not sell.